Welcome to today's full body stretch and strengthen class. It's going to be a 60-minute yoga class. You can enjoy my nice little winter wonderland in the background. We had a lot of snow here in Jersey. So roll out your mat, grab any props you might want to use like a block or a pillow, have some water around, and let's get started. Let's begin in a seated posture in the middle of your mat. Cross-legged in our easy pose, you can rest your hands on your knees and close your eyes. Taking 5 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Releasing any tension from your week. Inhaling into the back and exhaling through the mouth. Releasing that stored away tension. 3 more breaths just like that. Inhaling and exhaling. Really feel the stomach and rib cage fill with breath on every inhale. And on every exhale, feel the muscles and the chest begin to relax. Coming into your center, into your practice today. And let's take one final deep breath in through the nose. Maybe scrunching the shoulders close to the ears. And exhale through the mouth, rolling the shoulders down and back. Let's start to roll our neck, moving our left ear to our left shoulder, rolling it around through the center, through the chest. Meeting right ear to right shoulder. And exhale, moving your neck in a clockwise direction for 3 breaths. Noticing any tension or pulling in the upper back or in the neck. Feels so good to roll the neck if we're constantly slouching over, looking at our phones, or typing on our computers. We want to really stretch the neck out. This is an easy way to do so that you can do from really anywhere. Alright, now whichever direction you're just rolling your neck, we'll start to go in the opposite direction. So for me, I take this counterclockwise. So inhale, bringing the neck down, the chin to the chest. Now we'll do the right ear to the right shoulder and back. Getting that full range of motion. Coming around left ear to left shoulder and down. Breathing into the neck and the shoulders. Following the breath as you move. Take one more round in this direction. And when your chin meets your chest, let's come back to center. Take a moment to take that in. And now we'll start with some shoulder rolls. So inhale, bringing the shoulders up to the ears and around. Moving in a clockwise direction, shoulders to the ears and back around. Really bringing those shoulder blades in together as we roll the shoulders up the back and around to meet near our chest. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, shoulders to ears, Exhale, shoulders come back down to the chest. Letting the tension we build on our inhales go with every exhale. And now we'll take it in the opposite direction. So again, inhaling the shoulders in to the ears, this time bringing them down the back. I love to do this stretch in the morning just to kind of reset my spine for the day. If I feel like I'm crunched over, like really focusing on something at work or on my phone, I just love to inhale the shoulders into the ears and roll them down the back, broadening the chest. 3 more breaths here. Allowing our body to make some space in the upper back and to create some space in our shoulders. I hear some cracking going on, which is great. Okay, now we're going to come into some cat-cows to further this spine movement and to really open our chest and our back. So we can come onto all fours, making sure our wrists are under our shoulders and our knees are under our hips. Inhale, gaze up, belly drops towards the mat. Tailbone arches, we're gazing up. Exhale, pushing off the floor, rounding the back, tucking the tailbone in. Belly comes into the chest. Inhale, dropping low, belly comes down to the mat, gaze comes up. Moving with our breath is so powerful. Even in small motions where we don't feel like we have to, we know cat-cow, it's still amazing for your practice to really flow with the breath, slowing down the mind and body. Let's take 2 more cat-cows. So inhale, arching the spine, gazing up, tailbone comes up. Exhale, rounding out the back, tucking in the pelvis, pushing off the floor. And inhale, dropping low, hips come up, gazing at the ceiling. We're really stretching our eye as well by looking up, gazing back down with our exhale. Now that we've warmed up a bit, we can start to increase our speed in our cat-cow flow. So inhale, moving with the breath, but just picking up the pace a little bit, really feeling that fluidness of the spine, really rolling into cat. Belly comes down, gaze comes up, rolling back into cat, really stretching out the upper back. Inhale, dropping low, letting the spine move freely. We'll take 2 more, gazing up, inhale, really pulling those hips up. Exhale, tucking them in, and maintaining your wrists under your shoulders. Inhale, gazing up, and exhale into our final cat. Now you can come to a neutral spine, and we're going to come into thread the needle. So we'll start with our left side. So inhale, send the left arm up, gazing at the fingertips, pivoting the upper body, and exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right, placing a cheek onto the mat, and breathing deeply into the shoulders and the upper back. Taking a moment for rest. It's an amazing posture for your shoulder as well as the back, as we're creating space and us twisting and laying on our shoulders, really helping to send some breath into that area. To kind of wring out, I like to think of like wringing out a towel, wring out the shoulder of any tension or stress, and send your breath there. Alright, on our next inhale, we're going to come back into that twist, sending the left arm back up to the sky, spreading those fingertips, really pulling through the fingers to accentuate that twist, and exhale, meeting your left hand back down with your right. And now let's go for our other side, so you know the drill. Let's inhale our right arm up to the sky, taking the time to really get this twist before we go right into the thread the needle. Spreading the fingertips, gazing up towards your hand, really twisting that body. Exhale, threading the right arm underneath the left, placing the right cheek onto the mat, and breathing into that right shoulder. If you'd like an even deeper stretch, you can take your left hand and wrap it around your right thigh. Creates a deeper twist of the torso, which in turn makes it a little more of a deeper stretch and a little more of a challenge. Or I also like to place my fingertips ahead at the top of my mat, kind of getting a stretch of the left arm and the left upper back as well. So whatever you're feeling today, maybe you just want a traditional thread the needle, which I think is my mood today, so that's what we'll do. Inhale and exhale. Noticing where your body may be more tense and just sending some love and breath to that area. And place your left hand back on the mat onto your fingertips if you are in any of the binds or variations I offered. And slowly begin to press up off the left hand, inhaling the right arm back into our twist, gazing at the fingertips, and exhale, placing the right palm down to meet the left, coming back into our tabletop. We're going to come into a down dog now. So curl the toes, and in one quick fluid motion, we're going to inhale and exhale, send the hips towards the sky, straighten out the legs, coming into our first down dog of class. Once you're in your down dog, you can find your adjustments here. You want your feet to be about hip distance apart, and you want your hands to be about in line with your feet, spreading the fingertips wide, really gripping the mat. And through your breath, you want to really send the hips towards the sky and try to get the back of your heels to touch the mat. They don't have to, but it's just something to think about to get you into the right position for your down dog. And maybe you play around with moving your hands up a little bit and back, but genuinely from your tabletop, whatever's wrists under shoulders and knees under hips should be the perfect position for you to then push back into down dog. It should give you that perfect triangular shape. And you want to maintain a flat back. So try not to round the upper back. We really want to make sure our back is as straight as possible, like we do in our forward fold. Just going to move up a little bit so you guys can see. We're going to pedal out the feet. So inhale, straightening the left leg, bending the right, and then exhale, pivoting over, straightening the right leg, bending the left. And we're just going to do some walks here with the breath, warming up the legs, really gripping that mat. Inhale, bringing both, coming out to both toes, and exhale, sending the hips towards the mat. We do 2 more of these. Inhale, coming onto the toes. Exhale, coming back down towards the mat. Inhale, toes. Really stretching out those toes. They can hold a lot of tension too. I feel like sometimes they don't get as much love. And then exhale, coming back into downward facing dog. Now we're going to roll our spine forward on our next exhale, coming into a plank. So again, wrists are under our shoulders, flat back. We want to drop a little bit. We don't want our butt to be in the air. We want it to be in alignment with the rest of our body. And we're going to come into plank dolphins. Sorry, I needed to move the curtain there, but what we're going to do is we're going to come to our forearms into a forearm plank. Inhale here. And on our exhale, we're going to walk our feet into the body, into that down dog, but we're on our forearms into our dolphin pose. So we want to walk the feet as close as possible, and we want to make sure the elbows are underneath the shoulders, and breathe into the back hips and the back of the legs. And slowly walk the feet out, coming back into our plank. We're going to do 5 more of these. So inhale, walk the feet in, coming back into dolphin, really piking the hips. Sometimes it's easier. I used to hate dolphin pose for some reason. I think I just tend to have like heavy shoulders where I really like sink into my shoulders, and it creates a lot of pressure actually on my forearms and my shoulders. So some bodies it's easier to have this kind of A shape, so bringing your elbows out a little bit so they're wider. See if that helps. If you struggle in this pose, they don't have to be necessarily elbows under shoulders. Sometimes having the elbows out a little bit can be a little bit more beneficial, and you'll also find that when you do a forearm handstand. So play around with that a little bit. You can also clasp the hands together. Creates a little bit of a base for your body and taking a little bit of the pressure off the shoulders. So coming back into our plank, we have 4 more. So walking the feet into the body again, you can clasp the hands together, bring the elbows out a little wider, coming into dolphin pose. Again, flat back, and exhale, coming back into that traditional plank. You're doing so great. Walk the feet back into the chest, coming into dolphin. Big inhale, exhale, walk the feet back into our plank. We'll do 1 more. Inhale, walk the feet as close as you can while piking your hips, coming into dolphin on the forearms. And exhale, coming back into plank. And you can slowly lower the body. Maybe you take a sphinx or a cobra pose for a moment. Dolphin is a great pose to work up the strength to do handstands or to do forearm stands. I know it helped me so much just to really get into alignment, because as you walk the feet in to the body while your forearms are down, you can kick up into your forearm handstand much easier because your hips are already in alignment almost. So something to consider if you're looking to get your forearm handstand. Alright, so we'll be coming into our strength portion of class. So we're going to start in chair pose. So bring the feet in together, the toes can touch. We're going to sink low, raising our arms to our sides, coming into chair, like we're sitting in a chair, really sinking the hips low. We want to keep the hips, really brace the core, because we don't want to see how that curve of my spine at the low back. We want to really engage the core, keep everything tight here, so we have a straight line going from the hips to the arms. And as you do this, make sure your feet are still in alignment. Mine tend to like swerve out to the sides, so we want to make sure the feet are together. And when you push the feet in together, it's easier to control the movement as if they're a little farther apart. So again, keep the chest tight, the core tight. Arms are by our ears. We're in chair and we're gonna pulse for 10. So inhale, exhale. That's 4. 6. And one more. Okay, now we're gonna hold low for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure the neck stays in line with the rest of your body. You don't want to be looking over to the side or gazing up. Want to keep our focus on the top of our mat. Inhale and exhale through the mouth. Okay, you can gently come back into Tadasana or mountain pose. From Tadasana, I'll face front because we're going to come into Warrior 2 on the left side. So our left toes will face the front of the mat. The back foot, the edge of our back foot will be parallel to the back of our mat. And each of our feet will be in alignment with each other. We're going to bend into the front knee, so the left knee, making sure the knee is over the ankle. Really extend through the back right leg, and our arms come out to a T, coming into Warrior 2, gazing over our fingers, and making sure the arms and legs and everything is engaged. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Last one, big inhale. And exhale, straighten the leg. Pivot both feet to about a 45-degree angle. We're going to switch over to the other side. So the right toes are facing the back of the mat, and our left foot, the edge side, is parallel to the back of our mat. And we're going to bend into our right knee. Again, knees over ankle, both of our feet are in alignment. We have our left leg out straight, and we're going to bring our arms out to a T once again, making sure we externally rotate the front leg. We don't want to be having our knee come past our toe. We want it to be on the right side of our toe. So inhale, arms to a T, gaze over the fingertips for 5 breaths. Final breath. Exhale, straighten the leg. Coming back into our standing posture, almost like our star pose with our legs. We're going to do some side lunges with a reach for 5 breaths on each side. So similar, we're going to start with our right leg since we were in our Warrior 2 on the right side last time. So you can come almost into the same posture with your feet where the right toes are facing the back of the mat. The left foot is parallel to the other side of our mat. And we're going to lunge down into our Warrior 2. And we're just going to extend the arm overhead, coming almost into our side angle. So you can rest the right elbow onto the right thigh if that feels comfortable. Or you can just place the hand on the hip. Exhale, come back. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, come back. Inhale, lunge. You're doing great. Exhale, come back. 2 more. Last one, really bending into that right knee. And exhale, come back to center. Both toes are a 45-degree angle, and we're going to switch sides. So back foot is parallel, front foot is facing the front of our mat. We're leaning into our lunge on the left side. The right arm comes overhead. Again, coming to that side angle, you can place the left elbow on the left thigh if that's comfortable, or you can just place the hand on the hip. Again, we're gonna do 5 breaths. Exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, lunge to the left. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lunge. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Really lunge. This is our last one. And exhale. Alright, so now we've reached our core section of class. So we're going to come into a classic. I do these at the gym all the time. They're such an easy, quick, amazing core workout. So we're going to come into a plank. Wrists under shoulders. Dropping the hips so we're all in alignment. And we're going to do some shoulder taps. So inhale. Right hand to left shoulder. Exhale. Inhale, left hand to right shoulder. And we're going to do these for 16 reps. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Halfway there. And we want to make sure we're not swaying our hips too much. We want to keep our core engaged and keep our hips as level as possible. They will sway a little bit, of course, but we want to really work our core. Last one, right hand to left shoulder, and you can drop the knees, sink back, glutes to heels, and just breathe. We're actually going to come up into a standing posture again. So let's stand at the back of our mat. And some more lunges. So we're going to do a traditional lunge starting with the right foot. So inhale, step the right foot out in front of you. Keep the pelvis in line with the hips and bend into the right knee, coming into our lunge. We're going to bring our hands to prayer, really bend deeply into the right knee. Take a moment to get situated. And we're going to twist over to the right side on the next exhale. So hooking the left elbow onto the right knee, keeping our hands at prayer and really opening the chest. We're going to breathe for 5. The back leg can be straight or bent, whatever's more comfortable. For 3. For 1 more. Next exhale, unwind, coming back into our lunge. Let's step the back foot to meet the front foot and come into a forward fold, swan diving from the hips. Breathing into the hamstring. Our hands can come to the mat or to opposite elbows. Flat back. And when you feel called to, let's send the right leg back, bending into the left knee. Coming up into our low lunge, or our lunge, on the left side. Again, pelvis is in alignment. Keep the core engaged, bring the hands to prayer. This time, you guessed it, we're going to twist over to the left side for 5 breaths. So inhale, sink low. Exhale, twist over, hooking the right elbow onto the left knee, pressing the hands together in prayer and broadening the chest for 5 breaths. Breathe into the left hip. Focus on the breath for 2. And 1 more. Inhale, come out of the twist, come back into that low lunge. And again, step the right foot into the left. Swan dive into a forward fold. Taking that in. Now you can find a seated posture with your legs out in front of you. For our last core exercise, we're going to be doing a boat pose or a core hold, but in our yoga practice, our boat pose. We're going to be holding this for about 20 to 30 seconds. So for boat, we have our knees bent, our legs out in front of us. We're going to bring the back, upper body, back a little bit, almost like we're going to come into our C curve with our spine. As we do this, we bring the legs up, keeping the calves parallel to the mat, coming into our boat pose, keeping our hands at our side, right next to our legs. If this is already enough for you, that's totally fine. Just stay here for the 20 seconds. But if you'd like to come into full boat, extend the legs straight, coming into boat pose, and breathe into the core. You're halfway there, you're doing great. Keep the back as straight as possible. Focus on the breath for 4 seconds. And you can cross the legs and take a breath. We're going to do this one more time, so get ready. You did so great on the last one, and just think of how ripped your core will be after we do these. It's so easy to underestimate the core. Even in a pose like that, you might see it and be like, that's so easy, but to really hold it for a good couple seconds, it's very strenuous on the core because you're also having to keep the top of the body up, but it's an amazing quick core workout, so I do love it, and it's great for posture as well. So get ready, lean back, bring the legs out into a tabletop to start. Arms are at the side, and if you're coming into full boat, extend the legs, breathe. If you'd like more of a challenge, you can even bring the legs a little lower and the top body a little lower as well. If not, keep your normal boat. We're halfway there. And cross the legs, release. You did amazing. Core work is so important. It is the center of our body, and in turn helps us do all of our other moves. It's the key indicator for our strength and stability. All right, we've done our strength, our core, we warmed up a little bit, and now we get to get into our flexibility portion of class. So let's begin in our down dog. So find your way to a tabletop. Take a second to reset, especially after those boat poses. Inhale, exhale, push off the feet and the palms, coming into down dog. We're going to pedal the feet for 5, 2, 4, and 5. Let's do that once more for 5. Pedaling each foot. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Let's inhale the right leg up to the ceiling, and exhale, step it in between the hands, drop the back knee. Now you have the option here to come into a normal lunge like we were doing before, or you can bring the knee to the mat, whatever's more comfortable. If you'd like a challenge, you can keep the knee lifted And we're going to come into a side stretch. We're going to inhale, bringing the right arm overhead, and exhale, side stretching to the left in our lunge. And again, if you want that back knee on the mat, or if this is too much for you, just simply place the left knee back on the mat. And exhale, if your knee is lifted, you can drop it. We can bring our hands to frame the foot and step back into a downward facing dog. Now let's inhale the left leg up and do that on the opposite side. So exhale, stepping the left foot in between the hands. If you'd like to drop the back right knee, you can do that or keep it lifted. Coming into that lunge from earlier. Coming into position, keeping the core engaged. You can place your right hand on your left thigh. Inhale the left arm up and exhale, side stretching over to the right for 5. And exhale, frame the front foot. Step back into downward facing dog. And you can drop the knees, coming into tabletop. And swing the legs around. We're going to come into a seated position for our seated forward fold. So sit up nice and tall on your sitting bones. Make sure your back is flat. Flex the feet. Lengthen the body. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, folding over your legs, grabbing onto the bottom of the feet. And again, if you keep your feet flexed, it's much more of a deeper stretch. So up to you if you'd like to do that. Make sure we're not rounding the back too much. And just breathe. We don't need to lower all the way down to our legs, just a gentle stretch. Maybe you give the tops of your feet a little massage. Breathe into the low back. Take one deep inhale, the biggest inhale you've taken all day. And exhale, slowly come up. And now we'll come into our butterfly. So face this way. We're going to place the bottom of our feet together, bringing both knees out to the side. Again, with the posture, we always want to make sure we're maintaining a good posture when we switch poses. So lengthen the torso. We're trying to bring our knees as close to the mat as we can without hurting ourselves. Inhale. And exhale. You're welcome to fold over the legs, placing the elbows on the shins, using your elbows to help open your butterfly. Again, it's not a race. You don't need to come all the way down. Just a gentle pull, a gentle tug is all we're looking for. An amazing posture also for digestion. And just overall, a very relaxing pose. I love to do it after seated forward fold as well. For our butterfly, we're going to come into the Lord of the Fishes, which is a seated twist. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend our right leg, place the right knee out in front of us, and then we're going to take the left ankle and place it to the right of our right knee. Sit up nice and tall. And we're going to lengthen with every inhale. And with our exhale, we're going to place our right elbow onto the left knee and twist to the back of our mat. Inhale into the upper body and exhale. Noticing how the breath is harder to have a deep breath when you're in these twists, but we're still keeping our deep breathing throughout our practice. Let's take 3 more breaths. Last one, maybe you can twist a little deeper and slowly unwind. Release the left ankle from the right knee. And now we'll bend the opposite leg. So taking the left leg, bending the knee, keeping the left knee out in front of us in a straight line, and placing the right ankle to the left of the left knee. Straightening the back, lengthening the body. Breathing deeply here. And again, we will twist. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling, bringing our left elbow to our right knee, and gazing behind us, twisting to the right side for 5 breaths. Two more breaths, deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, slowly unwind. Release the right ankle from the left knee. Take a moment to take in that twist. Now, if you have a yoga strap handy, now is a good time to grab it. Or you don't have to use the strap. You can also use a towel for this posture. We're going to come into a reclined hamstring stretch. So we're basically going to come to our back. And again, if you don't have the strap, simply just inhale the leg up to the sky. And you can grab on to the back of the calf with your hands. Coming into our hamstring stretch that way. But if you do have a strap, we're going to place the strap into the center of the arch of our foot. This is an amazing posture just by itself. Holding the strap very lightly. We want to focus on the breath, focus on the body. We don't want to be tense. We're not in a full-blown workout, we're just stretching. So inhale the leg into the chest for as deep as you'd like to go. Inhale, we'll be here for 5 breaths. And slowly bring the knee into the chest, remove the strap, and lay flat for a moment before we come into the opposite side. So inhale the left knee into the chest, and again, if you're doing no strap, just inhale, bringing the toes to the sky, wrapping your hands behind your left calf, and bringing it into the chest with every exhale. But if you do have your strap and you are using it today, you can inhale the knee into the chest, place the strap on the arch of your foot, keeping your foot in the middle of your strap, and a gentle tug is all we need. And you can bring the strap as close into the chest as you'd like to go today, and we will be here for 5 breaths as well. Breathing deeply into the hamstring. And slowly bring the knee into the chest, releasing the strap, and placing both legs down for a moment of stillness. From this posture, we'll inhale the left knee into the chest and guide the left knee over to the right side with our right hand, cactusing out our left arm, coming into supine twist, breathing into the spine. Inhale the left knee into the chest and place it back down to meet the right. We'll take that to the opposite side. So inhale the right knee into the chest. Gently guide the right knee over to the left side with the left hand and cactus out the right arm, gazing over the right side into our supine twist on the right side. Really twisting out the spine. Another great posture for digestion and just overall relaxation. It's an absolute staple of mine. And again, one side may be a little more tight than the other. That's actually very normal. One more deep breath in. And exhale, bring the right knee into the chest before meeting both legs out. Legs out. We're going to inhale, grab onto the bottom of the feet in our happy baby, making sure the low back is flat against the mat. We don't want to be lifting our low back up into the sky. We want our low back to be as flat as possible. Or actually, we want our low back to be flat, period. So we're going to inhale, making the effort to bring our knees into our armpits to really get a deep hip stretch. And inhale into the hips. Maybe we're rocking side to side. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Exhaling the tension of today or this week. One final deep inhale. And exhale, send it right to the hips. Release your legs, bring the knees into the chest. And roll up for a moment for a seated posture. You're going to come into a bound little position here. So if you have your strap, again, if you don't have your strap, just lay flat on your mat, bring the feet in together, and bring the knees out to the side, coming into our bound ankle. But if you do have your strap, this is a pose that I love. I'm going to take the strap and wrap it around my low back, okay? And then we're going to bring our feet together, knees apart. And in my left hand, I have the 2 metal, I don't really know what you call them, like the belt loops, the 2 metal belt loops. And on the other hand, I have my right just open strap. And I'm going to bring the heels as close in to my body as I can. And we're going to take so the strap is wrapped around my back. I'm going to place the 2 pieces of the strap on top of my legs. And essentially, I'm going to tie it around my feet to come into a bound angle with the strap. So now I have my metal loops wrapped around my feet. The top of the strap is on the inside of my legs, and then it's wrapped around my toes. And then I'm going to loop my right side of my strap through the metal belt loops. So you have both metal belt loops together. You put the strap through on the right side. Once you tighten it to a good position, you then open the 2 metal belt loops and you thread the strap through you opened the 2 metal belt loops and you thread the strap through the center of them to tighten it. If you'd like a video on how to tighten the strap, I can totally do that. And then, yeah, you're basically bound. So then you just want to adjust maybe the strap in your back. Like mine's a little twisted. There we go. And then I want it to be a little lower. So this is a great posture because it kind of takes the work out of having to make sure your knees are coming towards the mat or just like the strenuousness of it. So this, I can just lean back and my legs are like in this position. So I love this one. I actually haven't done it in a while and I used to do it all the time. Yeah, we're essentially going to stay here. Or we're going to come down onto our back and get ready for Shavasana. Breathing here, taking in the effects of our practice. Allowing our bodies some time to rest. And just knowing that one setback or one moment of anger or frustration does not supersede all the progress you've made towards yourself and your goals. And one bad day or one bad experience does not mean it'll be your whole life. Every day is a new day to wake up to and live again. On your next inhale, if you're in the bound angle with the strap, we're going to slowly come onto the forearms. Come back into a seated posture. We will unloop the belt or our strap. So I'm unlooping it from the second belt loop and then both belt loops. So I release my strap. We can come back into an easy pose. On our mat, you can keep the eyes closed or have them open, whatever's more comfortable. We'll do one last big breath together. Inhale, the arms up to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands to center. I thank you so much for joining me for this strength and flexibility flow. I can't thank you enough for watching these videos and tuning in every week. And please leave me a like and a comment, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments what videos you'd like to see. I can't wait to hear from you.